Hello, gandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Sige, paano ba 'to ipini-play? Yeah, wait. So, hello po, magandang gabi. Sa akin kasi gabi, pero hindi ko alam kung anong oras mo 'to mapapanood. So, yun, thank you so much po sa hindi mo pagsuko bilang criminology student ka man ngayon, reviewees, or takers ng CLE. Um, Kaya mo yan para sa bayan, no? So, marami din po salamat sa mga tumatangkilik ng ating YouTube channel and 2 years na po ako and hindi pa naman po ako monetize. Pero yeah, two years na po ako next month sa May 2024 kasi nag-start ako May 2022. So, yun. Wala lang, share ko lang. So, yan, technical English. And hello, this is me again, Dandan Obra. Yeah, I'm Dandan Obra and I've tackled this recorded the class this year, 2024. So, here is Module 1, yung pinagkaiba ng Technical English 1 and 2. So, obviously naman, Technical English 1 is yung technical report writing natin and yung Technical English 2 natin is yung legal forms. 'Di ba? So, yeah, depende kasi ito sa school. Kasi 'di ba sa bawat school, ako kasi sa dami rin kasi ng school na napasukan ko, hindi pare-pareho yung mga subject na, although yeah, pare-pareho yung subject, pero hindi siya pare-pareho kung kanino siya ibibigay na year. Bawa, sa State U, yung subject nila na second year, nila take. Pagdating mo ng private school, third year pa nila tinitake. So, although lahat naman tinitake, pero yung pagkasunod-sunod, no? So, usually, ang technical English, tulad na lang sa dito, ayoko nang drop na ng dito sa may Kalakhang, Maynila, ang technical English 1 nila ay third year. Pero dito banda sa kabila, second year, no? So, yeah. Basta mauna ang English 1 sa English 2 technical, ha? So, yeah, unit topics natin, technical English 1 and technical English 2. So, yeah, technical English 1 muna tayo, no? Para madaling And ang ganda-ganda ng mga pictures na nilagay ko, no? Para hindi ka ma-boring. And all of those pictures ay kinuha ko po sa pre-stock photos natin. So, inuulit ko, hindi tayo dapat pwedeng gumamit ng kahit na anong material na hindi natin pag-aari unless they are free. Dahil there are all subject for copyright. And another form of plagiarism, di ba? So, yeah. Hindi natin pwedeng kinukuha yung idea ng ibang tao. And yeah. Kasi pinaghirapan nila yon, di ba? So, definition muna tayo ng technical writing, no? Bago ang lahat, no? So, yung technical ay galing po sa salitang Griego ng ibig sabihin na salitang Griego na tekne, ng ibig sabihin ay skill. 'Di ba? Kaya nga 'di ba yung mga um, sa mga testa natin, 'di ba? Technical skills 'yan, ganon. So, tayo na technical na skills pa, no? So, 'yon. 'Di ba mga technical skills? Pag sa atin kasi parang ang technical natin is more on, yeah, skill yun. Meron ka mag-edit and it's usually used in yung mga technical skill courses, di ba? So, yeah, kasi galing siya sa salitang Griego na ibig sabihin ay skill. And technical writing then is another form ng technical skills, di ba? Kasi technical writing di ba? At ginagamit to sa iba't ibang field katulad ng military, sa police, sa computer industry, robotics, finance, consumer electronics, biotechnology, marami pang iba, 'di ba? Accounting. Kahit sa araw-araw na buhay natin, 'di ba? Nagtatrabaho tayo bilang cashier o bilang bagger sa isang department store, 'di ba? May mga technical writers 'yan, 'di ba? And kahit hindi ka naman ikaw yung officer doon, dapat alam mo 'yun, 'di ba? Kasi araw-araw, like memorandum, 'di ba? Memoranda, yung mga excuse letter, o 'di ba? Everything that's been written down should be used by technical writing. Hindi lang basta sinulat mo lang, 'di ba? You've been using your skill. So, technical writing, according kay Vicente et al., pag sinabi mong et al., may mga kasunod yan, ha? Marami yan sila. So, noong 1997, um, as cited by Nano et al. Ulit, di ba? So, may mga kasunod yan, di ba? 2014 ay it also term as report writing. So, as to them, ang technical report writing ay tinatawag ding report writing na nagbibigay ng account or description sa mga aspeto ng particular na sa mga aspeto ng sa particular sa arts, sa science, sa trade or profession na natututunan natin base sa ating experience, pag-aaral, obserbasyon at investigasyon. Okay? So, yon technical report writing daw is, technical writing is also a report writing na nagbibigay ng account, di ba? Sa mga description sa mga aspeto ng science, trade, profession na natututunan natin sa experience, sa pag-aaral, obserbasyon at investigasyon. Kaya Tagalog na ha. So, significance ng technical writing. So, kahalagahan niya. No, ang ganda ng background ko, no? Ganda. Ganda. Para lang matuwa ka. So, yun. Para hindi naman boring yung PowerPoint, di ba? Technical writing ay isang skill na dapat ma-acquire o dapat magkaroon ang hindi lang mga criminology student. Dapat alam din to ng mga tao na nagpa-practice na sa kanilang profession sa criminal justice system, 'di ba? So, bawat practitioner, 'di ba? Kasi 'di ba, how would you communicate to the other agency kung hindi ka marunong magsulat ng ka-engage, 'di ba? If you don't have that skill, 'di ba? Either man sa iba't ibang law enforcement agency o yung mga nasa akademya natin ay there are engaged at talagang exposed sila sa mga variety ng mga writing activities, 'di ba? Lalo na sa akademya, kung ba magtuturo ka, dapat po madami kang kapapilan, 'di ba? Lahat po ng papel, lahat po ng mga diploma kasi papel-papel po sa academe. And yet you don't know how to possess technical skills of or report writing skills, then malamang sa malamang talo tayo, 'di ba? So yeah, ang ganda-ganda ng background ko. So yeah, congrats grad. Oh, so yeah, tingnan niyo naman yung taas, 'di ba? Binabati na kayo agad na graduate na kayo. So yun, balik tayo sa lesson. Especially yung mga law enforcers natin, 'di ba? Required silang sumulat sa mga beat patrol reports, 'di ba? Magpi-fill up sila ng routing slips. Magsusulat sila ng mga traffic accident report and gumagawa sila ng mga blotter entries at nagsasubmit sila ng iba't ibang klase ng police report. So, kailangan po, 'di ba? So, katulad din na yung mga nasa ACA team are also ine-expect sila na humawak ng mga research, proposal, feasibility studies, mga technical reports, at marami pang classroom written outputs. So, talaga dapat kung ikaw, pag-graduate mo, gusto mong pumasok sa akademya, dapat po ay magaling ka sa technical writing skills, di ba? So, yon. Likewise, baka ano nyo, likewise po, ang ibig sabihin niya, nakita niyo yung unang word niya, likewise, ibig sabihin katulad, di ba? Kaya pag sinabing, I love you, sasabihin mo, likewise, charot. Ibig sabihin, I love you too. No? Ang ganda mo ngayon, likewise, arte, likewise, di wow. Yon, basta ganon, no, likewise, same. Diba? Baka sabihin sa jowa niya, I love you, likewise. And likewise, um, ang ganda ng background, diba? Ano nyo yan, pag-comment nyo, i-comment nyo na, 'di ba? Pinag-effortan ko yung background na 'yan, 'di ba? Charot lang. Charot lang po. So, yan. Isama nyo na sa Um, so, yun. Isama nyo na yun sa pagsabi na, ang ganda ng background. Charot lang. Ano po sa stocks yan? Sa stocks free photos. So, there are two important factors po sa technical writing ha. Dalawa ha. So, yeah. Um, Writing po, or pagsusulat, is a form of communication. Isa pong uri ng komunikasyon. Kasi di ba maraming uri ng komunikasyon. Mata sa mata, ngipin sa ngipin, charot. Yeah, di ba? As long as there is a feedback and a channel para ma-connect mo yung gusto mong sabihin, it's already communication. Oh, touch by touch, di ba? Maraming way, di ba? O sulat-sulat ka dyan ng mga araw-araw o kung ano nang pinagsusulat mo na hindi na maintindihan, as long as you convey message dun sa kausap mo, that's communication, di ba? There is a feedback, di ba? May cycle, di ba? At nagiging effective po daw ang communication kung ang writer ay kinukonsider niya yung dalawang importanteng bagay. Una, yung purpose ng kanyang isinulat. Ikalawa po, yung subject matter. No? So, okay ako magpaliwanag Tagalog, no? Daling maintindihan. Pero, aminin po natin mga students, hindi po lahat ng subject natin sa criminology ay kaya pong itagalog. Ha? Lalo na yung photography. Yeah. Subject matter ay refers po siya sa mga objective information na ang writer ay gusto niyang sabihin, di ba? O ilahad. Whereas, yung purpose po nun ay nagre-refer siya sa mga goals na gusto ng writer na ma-achieve para sa sarili niya at para sa mga readers niya pagkatapos niya i-present yung written niyang output. Diba? Qualities po ng good technical report. Diba? Dito tayo sa kalidad ha ng isang magandang technical report. Hindi lang po, not only does a technical writer, hindi lang po kailangan na ang isang technical writer ay magkaroon ng good writing skills. Kailangan po, meron din po siyang kalidad na may qualities din po siya na yung sinusulat niya ay appropriate at relevant sa pangangailangan. Okay, gets nyo na yun. Bawa, a blotter, diba? Dapat kung ano yung kailangan sa blotter or ano yung kailangan na appropriate na data or relevant sa mga panahon na iyon, ay yun dapat. Ha? Basic elements of grammar. Baka sabihin nyo kasi, lo, si mom na sabi niya na yun nung nakaraang klase. Technical 1 pa lang tayo. Ha, recap tayo. Lalo na ngayon ay, um, ano ngayon, malapit na yun ang exams nyo. And sa mga third year ay meron na pong qualifying exams. Sa iba naman po may mock board. Ito po kasi itong klase na to, ihahalo ko na yung technical report writing 1 and 2 ng, yeah, nang wala ng eme-eme, ha? So, basic elements tayo ng grammar. Basic na lang to ha, kasi pagka tinodo natin paliwanag nito para namang nakakaloko tayo kasi, 'di ba? Syempre hindi na kayo gaganahan makinig nun dahil pinaliwan, 'di ba? Ito ha, tinuro yan sa inyo nung grade 6 kayo. Basic yung part of speech, 'di ba? Grade 5. Nung nag-high school kayo, first year high school, that's grade 11, tinuro yan. Grade 7, tama, grade 7 tinuro yan, grade 8 tinuro yan, grade 9 tinuro, grade 10 tinuro, grade 11, grade 12 tinuro. And then nakapag-desisyon kayo na mag-call center na lang kasi mag um, meron kayo, yeah, gusto nyong suportahan yung pag-aaral nyo at nag-working student kayo. Tapos, tinuro yan ulit sa call center. I'm product of BPO. Tinuturo po yan doon. No? Tapos, ituturo ko sa'yo ngayon. 'Di ba? Parang namang nakakaloko na yun. 'Di ba? So, most likely, hindi ka na makikinig sa akin. Kaya, yung ituturo ko, medyo, yeah, yung, ano na tayo, ha? Direct to the point. So, balik tayo dito. Dami ko sinabi. Um, yung mga words po sa English language ay dinesignate sa 8 categories. Yan yung tinatawag nating parts of speech. may parts of speech na ng grade 5 at grade 6, 'di ba? So hindi na yung first time mo narinig. Yung mga subject verb agreement, 'di ba? The meaning and the way na yung mga words ay ginagamit sa isang pangungusap or sa isang pangusap, nagde-determine kung anong part siya ng speech, 'di ba? Etong mga parts ng speech na to ay kino-consider na isa sa mga basic element ng grammars. So, bawat parte ay may mga function na accordance sa standard na rules ng grammar, 'di ba? So, doon sa 8 part ng speech na 'yon, dinidiscuss 'yon ng i-discuss natin in detail on the next following pages. So, nouns and pronouns, I've already made a video of this. So, ito didiretsuhin ko na kaya ayoko kasi ako kasi naging estudyante din ako talaga as in naging estudyante din ako. Um, Kasi ako ngayon, habang nagtuturo ako, iniisip ko kung ako ba yung maging estudyante, parang nilalagay ko kasi yung position ko sa position ng student. Pag ito ba tinuro ko ng ganito, makikinig pa yung bata? Ganun yung tanong ko lagi. 'Di ba? So, syempre, lalo na ngayon, through, due to the advanced technologies, most likely students are not so, parang, how I going to say it in a nice way. Charot. Ang mga estudyante ay matatalino na hindi dahil sa super duper sila mag-aral. Matalino na po ang mga estudyante dahil they have the access everything in just one click, 'di ba? Gusto mo lang ng ganito, one click lang 'yon, 'di ba? Through the power of internet. Pero what they don't know is that hindi po nagiging tamad sila. Same on their learning process. Pag medyo mahaba, hindi po sila ganong nagpe-pay attention. Kasi all they have to think is, it's one click lang naman sa internet. And tsaka may focus time din tayo. Pag medyo mahaba na para sa isang topic, most likely parang walang tinanggana. Kaya I would do my best to deliver this topic on the fastest and easiest way that anyone could comprehend. Charot, English yun. So, yun. Pag noun po, yan po yung mga pangalan na binibigay sa tao, lugar, bagay na pangyayari na about po na ginagamit para makapag-communicate tayong mga tao. Pag pronouns naman, yan po yung mga salitang ginagamit para ipalit dun sa nouns. Simple, 'di ba? Bawa, um, ma'am Denden, 'di ba? That's noun. Pero kapag ginawa mo siyang pronoun, that's she, 'di ba? Sa bago nga natin parang sojibil ngayon. I've just heard it kasi naglalakad ako and then I've heard a professor na nagturo sa estudyante and then he asking na anong pronouns mo? Karang ganon. Kasi 'di ba parang nga naman ma-address sila ng mabuti. Kung ang gusto niya ba tawagin siyang she or tawagin siyang he, mga ganon, 'di ba? So 'yon. Yun lang naman, he, she, we, them, it, 'di ba? A group of nouns. Their pronouns is yung pinapalit natin sa noun. Okay. Simple. So, ang noun ay ang pinakamalaking parts ng speech. Kasi anyone could consider nouns. Diba? As long as pangalan niya na binigay sa tao, lugar, pangyayari. Diba? Anyone or anything could be constituted as noun. So, the chart below shows the kind of nouns. And there have explanation on each. Diba? Pero yun, diba, collective nouns, diba, I've not included here pala. Pero, may video ako nito, inisa-isa ko siya, na hindi boring, no? Pag pronouns naman, ito yung mga salita na ginagamit ng mga writer para ma-avoid yung awkward na pag-uulit ng nouns, diba? So, ginagamit ito ipalit ng nouns, diba? Sa law naman, ang gamit natin dyan is latter and former. Di ba? Pag, pag latter, siya yung late na sinabi. Yung former, siya yung nauna. Kaya pag nagbabasa kayo ng mga law books o criminology books, sasabihin ng mga, dati nung bago pa lang ako, sabi ko, sino si former? Sino si latter? Ha? Anong latter? Yung pala pamalit doon sa, ano, parang nga naman hindi ulitin, di ba? Kunwari, Mario killed Maria. So, Maria, pag inulit mo, di ang awkward. So, ang gagawin sa law books or sa atin, Mario killed Maria. The former ran away. Mga ganon. Pag former, yun yung nauna, si Mario. Yung latter, siya si Maria. Yung late na sinabi. Kasi latter. Diba? Ge, 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 ge. So, ito na yung mga examples natin. Si Mar ay kumukuha ng BS Criminology sa University of Cebu at he will graduate next year. So, di ba, kesa ulitin mo yung Mar, lalagay yung he. Di ba? The crime scene was secured. The police officer cordoned it. Di ba? Kesa ulitin yung crime scene, it replaced with it as pronoun. Antecedent. Di ba? Antecedent po ay nouns or words na can take, pwede niya pong palitan yung nouns for which the pronoun stands, diba? The italicized word example below ay yung antecedent of the underlined pronoun. Ayan, ito. Example ng antecedent natin. Before the release, the victim paid a ransom, diba? While writing his notes, the police officer errors it. So, yeah, diba? It could be the antecedent po is, saan pong antecedent natin dyan? Anyone from the class? So, the antecedent here are there. Diba? Before the release, the victims paid a ransom. Diba? So, there for the victim. While writing his notes, the police officer noticed error in it. So, his on police officer. So, that's antecedent. Here it is. Sa kinds naman tayo ng pronoun. We have personal are used to refer to first person. So, yun yung mga I, me, di ba? Pag pronouns on particular people or place, yan yung mine, us, our, ours, and things, di ba? Especially pag second person, you, refer to the person your or yours. Pag speaking naman for third person, he, she, spoken to, or the place on it, him, her, his, hers, things spoken about this, they, them, their, and theirs, diba? Sa pronoun, we have first person, second person, and third person. So, yeah, alam na natin yan. Kasi it would look like yung mga criminology student is they're not that so good on it if we're going to elaborate it so deep. Diba? Alam natin to. Kinds of pronouns, reflective, both have the same and selves. They are form intensive from personal pronouns. So, yun yung myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, form and in and self, himself, herself, itself, themselves. Diba? So, that's reflexive. It's another kind of pronoun. Pag demonstrative pronouns naman, they are used to point out nouns. Nagtuturo ng isang nouns. That, these, those. Diba? Kung Tagalog yan, yun. Diba? Dyan. Yung ganyan. Relative pronouns naman ay ginagamit to begin subordinate clause and relate to it. To another idea in the sentence. So, the example niyan is that, which, who, whom, whose. Diba? Yung WH and who. Ano, diba? How. Ay, iba yun. Whom. Diba? Interrogative pronoun, yun yung mga ginagamit to begin what, which, who, direct or indirect question. So, yan yung interrogative pronoun natin, yung WH, five wives and one husband, di ba? Pag infinite pronouns, yun yung ginagamit to refer o tumukoy sa kahit na sino or everyone, di ba? Tumukoy sa mga tao, lugar, o pangyayari, di ba? Tulad ng no, anybody, anyone, nothing, all, each, someone, di ba? No, nobody, mga ganyan. Infinite. Pag infinite, di ba, sa atin, ang meaning nun, hindi finite. Di ba? Hindi siya mabilang. So, yun, di ba? Verbs na. That's, salitang, action words, di ba? Yan yung mga salitang may action or condition na something is exist. So, every complete sentence ay meron man lang at least one verb. 'Di ba? So, kumakanta, nagsampay, basta gumagalaw or may nag-exist. So, that's verb. Adjective naman at adverbs, kinoconsider silang sentence builders ha, because nagbibigay tibay sila sa sentence para mag-expand yung idea. So, they modify nouns, pronouns, verb, adjectives, and other adverbs, di ba? Kaya tinatawag silang structure of modifications. Ang adjective kasi, ito yung mga salitang nagka-qualify sa meaning ng noun or pronoun na nagbibigay sila ng description tungkol sa itsura, lokasyon, o other characteristic ng isang noun o pronoun. So, it could answer for question about noun as exemplified below. Diba? Pag ang sagot sa mga to, yun po yung adjective. Katulad ng anong uri, alin dyan, ilan, o magkano. Diba? A white patrol car. What kind of car? A white. Diba? Kasi ang noun dyan, yung patrol car. Diba? Pero anong klaseng car? That's white. Yun yung adjective. No? Which one? Diba? The first witness. Diba? Yung witness, yun yung noun. Pero alin doon? Yung first. So, yung first ang adjective. How many? Diba? 2.45 caliber pistols. The 45 caliber pistols is the noun. Pero ilan? Dalawa. So, yung dalawa, that's the adjective. How much? Magkano naman, di ba? 100,000 ransom, dito sa example. Yung ransom, yan yung noun. Pero yung 100,000, yun yung adjective. Ang adjective po, yun yung nagmo-modifies din ng pronoun na usually follows it or sometimes may precede the pronoun considering the example. To. They are hopeful about the positive result of the case. So, asan po yung adjective dyan? That's after the pronoun. So, where is the pronoun? They. So, after nun, that is hopeful. So, that's the adjective. Hopeful about the positive result of the case, they started to celebrate. So, dito naman, before yung pronoun, bago magsimula yung pronoun. So, ang pronoun natin is they. Diba? Bago magsimula is the positive result of the case. So, that's the adjective. Dito naman sa example na to, after pronoun, di ba? Pag sinabi mong pronoun, yun yung pumalit sa noun. Ang after pronoun is his. His, di ba? His. Ang kasunod nun is brutal killing. So, brutal killing is the adjective. Kasi paano, di ba? Dito naman, the brutal killing of his brother was a sad reminder for him. Okay, asan po dyan ang pronoun? Pronoun is his, di ba? Pero, asan po dyan ang adjective? That's the brutal killing. Diba? So, before na siya ng pronoun. Is it, is it done? Am I done? Oh my God, nagulat ako. Kala ko tapos na kasi ang dami ko pang nilagay na picture. Wait lang, parang hindi na tama. Wait lang ha. Nouns, pronouns, and nouns. Bumalik. Wait lang po. Joke lang yan. Wala na akong pera ngayon. Ano lang yan, naririnig ko lang palagi. Joke lang yan. Are we done with here? Yeah. Alam, tapos na tayo dito. Joke lang yan. Adverbs, yeah. Dito na tayo sa adverbs. Yun, gumalaw. Ang adverbs po ay modifiers. Also modifiers. Pwede silang mag-describe. They describe words and they make more specific in a sentence. Kung ang adverb ay when an adverb modifies a verb, ito po, sinasagot niya po yung mga following question para alam natin kung alin yung adverb, di ba? Where and when, di ba? The Soko team secured the crime scene behind the building. So, where? Behind the building. So, that's adverb. When? Kailan? The victim was found dead at around 2 o'clock yesterday. Kailan? Yesterday. That's adverb. Ginagawa niyang specific. That's 2 o'clock yesterday. Alam natin kahapon, but at around 2 o'clock. He make specific. Diba? Mas ginagawa niya specific. In what manner? Diba? Adverb. Asan dyan? The judge officially dismissed the session. Diba? Dismiss the session. To what extent? The conclusions of the investigator are extremely important. So, extremely important, that's adverb. Usually po, yung mga adverbs, they modified adjective and adverbs. And adverbs will immediately precede the word they modify. Example nito, the investigator's analysis of crime was quite logical. He performed very competently in his station. So, he performed very competently. So, adverb, diba? Investigation analysis was quite logical. So, yeah. Preposition, conjunction, and interjection. So, parts pa rin ng speech, no? Pag sinabi natin preposition ay part ng speech, of course, that they express the relationship between sa words and phrases of the sentence. Example nun, common prepositions lang to ha. Above, down, into, or, across, behind. Before, for, ahead, of, from, during, of. Under, below, nearby, through, after, beneath. Onto, until, beyond, inside, within, out. So, yun. Yun po yung mga common preposition. Pag conjunction po, of course, ito yung nagdudugtong sa mga words and other sentences. Ito po yung ito yung tatlong uri ng conjunctions. So, I don't include it. Basta nagdudugtong, di ba? Moreover, on the other hand, while, since, afterwards, precisely, since, yan. Basta dinudugtok niya yung mga words and sentences. That's conjunctions. So, meron tatlong uri ng conjunction. Yan yung coordinating, subordinating, and correlative conjunctions. Nagpe-perform sila ng different functions sa isang sentence. So, tingnan natin kung ano yon. Pag sinabi mong coordinating conjunction, ginagamit siya para mag-connect ng similar parts of speech or group of words katulad ng and, but, for, nor, or so, yet. So, nasa magkakasimilar na group of words. That's coordinating. Pag correlative conjunction naman, ginagamit siya para mag-join ng mga elements of equal grammatical weight sentences. They always work in pairs. For example, both and either or, neither nor, not only but also, whether or, yan. Ba? Both of them, ana and, di ba ganyan? Either or, neither nor, not only but also whether or, di ba? Pag sinabi mo subordinating conjunction, ginagamit to para mag-join ng dalawang complete ideas by making one of the ideas subordinate or to dependent upon the other. So, nagjo-join ka ng dalawang complete ideas para maging dependent yung isa sa kanila. Ba? After, because, provided, unless, although, before, since, until, as, even, that, while, as if, lest, whenever, if, as soon as, in order that. Technical report writing 1 pa lang to, ha? Wala pa tayong legal forms, ha? Pag interjections naman, wala siyang grammatical connection sa ibang words sa sentence. But, nag-express sila ng statement of feeling and emotions. Katulad, ito yung mga common interjections, ha? Well, ouch, hey, dear, well. Psst, hooray, goodness, wow. Tss. Oh, alas, gracious, hello, oh my, gay, huh? Really great, yippee, gosh. So, yeah, di ba? Sa feeling of, wow, ganyan, di ba? Feeling of, yeah, emotions. That's interjection, ha? A sentence is a group of words na nag-express ng isang complete thought or idea, ha? Ang complete sentence po ay merong subject at may predicate. So, ipapaliwanag po ng diagram below yung conceptong ito, di ba? Pag sinabi mong sentence, a group of words expressing a complete thought or idea. Basta may complete thought, ha? Complete thought. May mapunta ere. Subject, meron po yung topic of the sentence. Ang subject ayan po yung topic ng sentence. Tells who is spoken of. It is a noun or pronoun. Diba? Sino yung pinag-uusapan? Sino yung topic ng sentence? Siya yung subject. Para pag nagchichismisan kayo, kasi sino pinagchichismisan nyo, sino pinag-uusapan nyo, sino ang topic nyo, siya yung subject. No? Yan, ginawa ko ng ganun para magets nyo. Pag predicate naman, ano yung chismis mo sa subject? No? Ano yung tungkol sa subject na pinagchichismisan nyo? At ano yung verb na ginawa niya? Kaya nyo siya pinagchichismisan. So, that's the predicate. Pag paragraph naman, ito yung brief composition of one main thought of idea. So, ito yung grupo ng magkaka-relate na sentences, ha? Developing into one topic with specific part, longer composition, or larger topic. Wala po kung makikita may isang paragraph pero hindi po siya magkaka-relate yung mga sentences. Sana hindi nyo na ginawang paragraph, ha? Sana hiniwalay nyo. Kasi po, pag sinabi mong paragraph, yung lahat ng sentence doon ay nagkakasundo-sundo. Magkaka-related. Kung gusto mo magpalit ng idea, gumawa ka ulit ng bagong paragraph. Ha? Ang paragraph po ay binubuo ng topic sentence at supporting details. Diba? Ang topic sentence ay nagko-contains mo ng main idea or thought. And on the other hand naman, yung supporting details, yun yung sumusuporta, di ba? nagbibigay ng details, substantiate, or nagde-develop pa ng main idea para ma-express pa ng lalo sa topic sentence. So, read the paragraph below and identify the topic sentence and supporting idea that helps develop the main idea. So, yeah, basahin natin to. Alamin natin kung saan yung main idea and topic sentence supporting details. Parang exam sa high school, ang putik. Ang putik sabi ko ha, hindi ako nagmura. The value of human life in our society is immeasurable. Police officers are charged with the awesome responsibility to protect life and property and to apprehend offenders. The apprehension of criminal offenders and the protection of property must be subservient to the protection of life. The police officer's responsibility for protecting life must include his own. That's from Bill Clyde from Police Handgun Manual, page 126. As in the topic sentence, as in the supporting details. So the topic sentence is the the main idea rather is the value of life, human life in our society is immeasurable. So yeah, and the rest would be the supporting details. Technical English 2 na tayo. The legal forms, diba? Kasi kung ano yung natutunan natin sa technical 1, that will be the one who will going to be applied on this technical report writing 2. Nowadays kasi, people are just relying too much from the graduates of criminal justice education in terms sa pagde-delivery ng service, for they know for the fact na they are well trained in terms of theory and practice and other techniques while they are in school. Diba? Kaya they are relying sa graduate ng criminal justice education. Kasi alam nila yung mismong quality ng education natin, napaka-torrid at napakahirap. So that's the reason why the expectation ay napakalaki. So, the preference now of the uniform sector is to hire ng mga graduate po ng criminal justice education knowing na meron na silang background paano humandle or hawakan yung trabaho. A basic training of course is necessary para mag-add onto that agency what would really want to do and for them to be. Once you're already in a service, you can see their performances and responsibilities. So po, kung ang isang investigator ay hindi niya alam paano mag-prepare ng report that will happen now to the case you filed, it's very important na ang mga criminology student po dapat alam po nilang gumawa or meron man lang silang subject na police report writing for them to know or to able to at least have possess the skill of writing skills, report writing skills, to do a report as what really is needed sa korte. 'Di ba? Kailangan natin yun kasi we're the first pillar of the CJS. No, that's we don't call it that pillar. Ang tawag na po ay components. Component. Unang component ka ng criminal justice education, the law enforcement agency, and yet you don't know how to do this, and you don't know how to do a communication letter, at least a report. Diba? Paano mo ipapasa yon? At kung ipapasa mo, ay baka ibalik pa. No? Kasi mali-mali. Meron tayong apat na type ng operational reports. Una, patrol reports. Ikalawa, arrest reports. Kadlo, preliminary investigation reports. And ikaapat, yung supplementary progress report. Yun yung mga follow-up reports, diba? Halos palagi po yung mga law enforcement na law officers na assigned sa investigator ay hindi po prepared. They are not underwent a thorough police investigation course as a qualification to become one. So, yeah, let's admit the fact, diba? Pero at least, before we let them go, at least natutunan nila sa college, diba? Kaya that's the reason we have this subject. nor they're not talaga educationally qualified to assign in that particular assignment. So this book, this my lecture, this short lecture will teach our student to become an effective investigator so he can write a good police report once na ma-assign na siya to certain case. Akala nyo ba ganyan? Kunwari ha, example ha, I am from the government. Pag nasa government ka po, magbibigay na lang po sila ng trabaho sa'yo. Iaabot na lang nila yung trabaho. And then, hindi mo alam yung gagawin. Di ba? Kasi bago ka pa lang, that's your first day. Ano ang gagawin? Pwede mo ba sabihin, hindi ko po alam yung gagawin, turuan niyo po ako. Turuan mo ko niyan. Turuan mo ko niyan. Pwede ba yon? Hindi po yun ganon. Would you think yung mga ka-work mo, titigil sila ng trabaho para turuan ka? Hindi po ganun sa government. They're expecting once they hire you, you should know the work. You should know the job. Okay sana kung masyado kang friendly. Pero what if you're not that so friendly enough or you don't have the na alam mo yun? So paano na? So yeah. Kaya okay. So what are the purpose of police reports? Diba? Unang purpose niyan is written report to serve as the raw materials from which records systems are made. Ikalawa, written reports to reveal as part of the competent of record system direct relationship between the efficiency of the department and the quality of its report and reported procedure. Ay nako, ang haba. So, ibig sabihin po nun, ang ano po niyan, ang purpose po niya, syempre po, diba, pag final yung kaso, nangyari yung krimen, 2012. Tapos, aandar po siya mga 5 years. So, that's 2017. So, syempre, trial yan, no? Tapos, tatanungin na naman ni judge, ano yung nangyari noong 2012? Oh, so, ikaw yung responding case officer on that case. May record ka. Madali mo ma-freshen up yung memory na nangyari 5 years ago. So, that's, ba? And written report to guide police administrator for policy formulation and decision making. So, this written reports, syempre, we have police administrator who do the policy, the SOPs, and also sa ating mga Congress, how would they formulate a law that would help the people. Kaya nga po, di ba, sa atin sa college, meron po tayong thesis, research because of that. Ba? As long as with the masters, with the graduate school students, yung mga nagmasteral, they also have to make a research because it will be used, di ba, for policy formulation and decision making in the future. Another written report to serve as gauge, yardstick for efficiency evaluation of police officer. Kasi na-evaluate po ang mga police officer natin, no? So, their efficiency, their effectiveness, so, yeah. Written report to guide prosecutors. Nako po, that's what I've been talking about. As we are the first component of the CJS, i-relay natin document sa susunod na components, diba? That's the prosecutors. Paano na, diba? How would you guide the prosecutors and the courts? That's the third component. How would you guide and how would the victims or the people involved in the case would seek the justice? So even though as simple as police reports, you can even do it as good as it is, as you can do its purpose, diba? So paano na lang, no? What is police report? According kay Dr. Oscar Soriano, report is basically a story of action. Storya lang siya ng mga action na ginawa ng isang tao. Ang police report po ay chronological, sunod-sunod, step-by-step account po ng isang aksidente na nag-transpired in a given time or sa isang lugar. O, simple lang ha. Don't need to make it so complicated. Sinasabi rin po na ito po ay isang account ng investigasyon. Basta yung account pinagsama-sama ng research, 'di ba? Or official statement ng mga facts. Mga police report po ay resulta ng katotohanan na that someone has asked for them and needs for them immediately or for the future use. It could any be kahit anong pangyayari. Police reporting has become one of the most significant process in modern policy operations. So, what are the important uses of report writing? So, ano mga importanteng gamit, no? Anong silbi nito? Saan ginagamit po ang report writing? So, it serves as record para sa police administration, para sa planning, directing, and organizing the unit's duties. Diba? Kung sa investigation, sa patrol, ano na yung magiging work nyo sa isang given place or given time kung wala tayong patrol, police reports. Kasi din nakalagay dun sa report sa yung account na usually na nangyayaring crime o krimen sa isang given area. So, yun na yung magiging work ng auxiliary, line, beat, patrol, investigation, di ba? Gets nyo? Does it make sense? Reports can be used as legal documents in prosecution of criminals. Naku, it's legal. It's not can. It's not may. It's can. It is. It is. It is important. It is. Reports are utilized by the other agency. Ginagamit po ng ibang ahensya yan na concern. Diba? Lalo kung droga. PDEA, NBI, Senate, ba lahat. Kaya ayusin mo. Yung paghingin, asan yung ano? Asan yung report ng ganito? Ah, si ano po yan? Si Patrolman Juan de la Cruz po yung may hawak ng kasong yun. Eh, nung hinanap sa'yo, wala ka. Ah, kasi po, pwede mo ba sabihin, ah, dati po kasi nangyari yung 2015, ah, ganun? Tayo dyan, di ba? Reports can be used to try media for public information purposes, lalo na if um, it concerns a public or it's need to be open up for the public as long meron nga tayong FOI ngayon pero that's not those so meron tayong freedom of information law but again there is a loophole sa batas kasi it's not that so strong kasi ang nagbibigay nga ng ano is the presidential decree or presidential memorandum so it is although it was inano sa constitution binigay sa constitution na there's a freedom of information pero may restriction na ginawa di ba so that it is but it at some point pwedeng gamitin yung document mo na ginawa for public consumption. Reports can be utilized for research purposes. Reports improve the personality of the writer. Ano po yung mga criteria na kinukonsider natin sa report writing? Eto, I've done this as our first class. The clarity, the accuracy, the brevity, and the specificity. Being specific, no? For the language, we have the completeness, timeliness, security, and impartiality. According po sa libro po ni Dr. Oscar Soriano, one of the most basic consideration po sa report writing is yung language na ginagamit, di ba? O ang involved po sa kaso either both using Tagalog or it was so easy to communicate using Tagalog, why you're going to use English, di ba? Kung Tagalog po, there's no wrong with that. There's no something that required you to do. Regardless kung sinabing implied din na dapat yung memo na o yung ganito Tagalog or English, 'di ba? Pero kung mas saan po kung mare under pagsasalita or yung mga nakita mo kung it's on the Tagalog at least it is bakit mo i-convert sa English, 'di ba? Direct to the point words are essential to good police report writing. Hindi po kayo nagpapasa ng essay na kailangan 500 words. So, hindi natin kailangan pabain. No? Use of a specific words also contributes to the factual police report. Every complete sentence must have at least one subject and one predicate. Balik sa part of speech. This diction refers to the manner and style of expression in the words. Legal forms. Sa criminal law, search means examination of person's body, yung mga property or other area to which a person would reasonably be expect to consider as private by law enforcement officer for finding evidence of the crime. Ordinarily, a search cannot be conducted without probable cause, as the Fourth Amendment prohibited unreasonable searches and seizures. Ang Fourth Amendment, ito po kasing data na to is galing kay Dr. Ano kaya Fourth Amendment, no? Kasi it's that US. But in our Constitution, yeah, this book is was according or Dr. Oscar Soriano. So, yung technical report nating writing is I get it from his book. It's not came from me. So, hindi ko gawa-gawa yan. So, as our constitution, talaga minamandate ang bawal po, pinoprohibit po ang unreasonable searches and seizure, di ba? So, involved po doon, di ba, na yung mga documents, di ba? Sa police, gagawa ng waiver. So, mahalaga po ang legal. A search can occur under varied circumstances. For example, border search, di ba? Search conducted at the border of the country, especially checkpoints for excluding illegal aliens and contraband. Emergency search, search na kinoconduct ng police officer without warrant or if she believes is necessary to life, liberty or as probable cause as no time to obtain a warrant. We have this our law, warrantless search. 'Di ba? Marami tayong warrantless search, 'di ba? Sa law natin, experience natin 'yan, 'di ba? Warrantless arrest, 'di ba? Private search, a search conducted by a private officer rather than law enforcement officer. Title search, record search performed connection with real property to uncover information. It's so technical, we don't have this kind of search. Okay? Kasi po, we have citizens arrest, di ba? But we don't allow private person to make a search to you without a search warrant, di ba? Even though our law enforcement. But yeah, it's on the other side of the globe. Batas nila yan. But on our law, we don't allow them to search, diba? Without any documents. So that's the guarantee of your life, liberty, and property, diba? It cannot be violate without due process of law. Article 3, Section 1 of the Philippine Constitution. Charot. So yeah, I think we've done. Yon. Thank you so much. Charot. So yan, yeah, thank you. Maraming salamat. And, yeah, medyo gabi na rin kasi nga iyon. Pero, gusto ko pa sana kayong turuan paano gumawa ng mga memorandum natin and ano. Although, other other documents was not be made by the police sector, but at least we are familiarized kasi at somehow on our work makakakita tayo ng ganong documents, at least alam natin ano. So hindi naman kailangan na hindi ko naman yan gagawin pagdating ko sa work, but at least you know how to do it and you know its components kasi you will be exposed to that. So again, thank you so much po and congratulations if you've done this video. And congratulations na you're a criminology student right now and bukas makalawa, you're part of the law enforcement agencies. Hangad ko po bilang isang mapagkumbabang tao. Yabo. Hangad ko po at ang buong criminology din community na sana po ang nakikinig po nito ay maging successful sa kanyang buhay at sana po ay makamit mo po yung gusto mo pong larangan sa buhay at sana po ay maging mabuti ka pong tao at magsilbing inspirasyon sa mga susunod po na magtitake ng kurso natin at magiging parte ng law enforcement. So again, thank you so much po and God bless. Mabuhay ka hanggang gusto mo. So yeah, proud ako sa'yo. Basta huwag mong susukuan ng pangarap mo dahil hindi ka susukuan yan. Yeah. Thank you so much po and don't forget to leave a comment or any topics that you want to um, na mapaliwanag natin ma-elaborate. Thank you so much. I hope na may natutunan ka kahit konti. Thank you.